I'm still alive and I've been sick the past 3 days. I've had a lot of time on my hands, so I decided to try out some of YouTube's new playable games. Most of them were pretty forgettable or just downright easy, but there was this one cool one called Full Speed Racing. Here's how I completely broke it. It's basically an old 8-bit style racing game. The goal is to get as far as you can before the time runs out. You start with 60 seconds and each checkpoint adds 24. And unlike the other playables, this one's pretty hard. You control it with your arrow keys, and a lot of times crashing is unavoidable because you're drifting at such high speeds. But since I had nothing to do, I played it and maxed out every single car. I thought I was going to stop playing since I believed I 100%ed it, but then I noticed that after the first 3 beach levels, there were some city levels. This kind of confused me, so I looked up a gameplay video and I noticed that there were 3 city levels, but also at least another desert level after that. What? I had maxed out everything and the first I'd ever gotten was the second city level. It did seem very weird that YouTube would add all this extra content for stuff 99% of people would never reach. After a certain point, you can't use your coins for anything or to make your car better. As I said, I had quite a bit of time on my hands, so I tried to get to that desert level that I had seen in that video. I tried for hours, but I just couldn't. It didn't seem possible. It just didn't seem like there was enough time. But what if we added more? Sorry YouTube, but this game is poorly coded. If you ram too hard into one of the railings, you can start glitching in it, and occasionally you can even clip through walls. So pretty much from the very beginning, I was trying to find a way to exploit this. I've watched Mario speedruns before, I know what clipping is. However, I just couldn't get it to work. But then I noticed something I hadn't before. On the menu, there's an option to switch from the keyboard controls to controlling it with your mouse. So I tried it out, and oh man was it weird. You have way more control of the car, but the sensitivity is so high and it's not really practical. I even ended up turning myself all the way around. And when turned around, I realized just how glitchy this game is. Only the front of every object is actually rendered, so this is clearly not a state you're supposed to be in, which is kind of weird to do because with mouse controls it's very easy to accidentally end up like this. Just for fun, I started driving through the course backwards, and then I had an idea. I drove through a checkpoint I had already passed, and my time still increased by 24 seconds. I drove back through and it happened again. I was now 48 seconds. The possibilities are now limitless. I could add infinite time. Well, not quite. In this glitch state, the game sort of starts to break. The progress bar on the side to show you how close you are to the next checkpoint just completely stops working. The game also has a chance of crashing if you go back through the same checkpoint too many times. There isn't really a set number of how much time you add. I found that it's just completely random. But regardless of its flaws, I had found a way to do something no one else had ever done before. So let's get to that desert level and see what's beyond. Okay, that got a little overdramatic, but there's the answer. I believe that the desert is the end of the game. I don't know if it's possible to make it there without the exploit, and I don't really know if you're meant to. The tunnel at the end is different from the ones at the end of the beach and city levels, and I don't really even know if there's anything coded beyond this. But hey, at least I can say it only took me a few hours to completely break a game made by a multi-billion-dollar company. I know this is a very different video, but thanks for watching, and Nate, I'll see you on Monday.